Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And every Thursday for a little over a month, I've been doing a series called Is He a Hall of Famer? Where I take a look at a player whose career recently wrapped up or a player whose career is winding down and take a look at if they deserve to make their sports Hall of Fame. So the first 5 episodes I did all NBA players. Today I'm going to move on to another sport, that being the NFL, with a player who last played in the 2020 season. So the 6th episode of Is He a Hall of Famer is LeSean McCoy. So LeSean McCoy played collegiately at Pitt before he was drafted in the second round, 53rd overall, by the Philadelphia Eagles in the 2009 NFL Draft. McCoy played 6 seasons for the Eagles and then joined the Buffalo Bills in 2015, known as Shady. McCoy played 4 seasons for the Bills. 2019 played for the Chiefs. 2020 played for the Buccaneers. Let's take a look at McCoy's career numbers in the NFL. If we go by his year-by-year numbers. So all in all, played 11 seasons in the NFL, rushed for 11,102 yards and 73 touchdowns. We see he's got some bold ink on his page. As he led the league in rushing with 607 yards in 2013, and also led the NFL with 17 rushing touchdowns in 2011. Both of those seasons, he was named a first-team All-Pro. Both those seasons, he was also named the Pro Bowl and had a 5-straight-season stretch from 2013 to 2017 where he was named to the Pro Bowl. He had 6 seasons where he totaled over 1,000 yards rushing, had 2 seasons which he reached a double-digit rushing touchdowns, also had 3 seasons where he averaged over 5 yards per carry. Didn't do all his damage on the ground, was also quite the threat as a receiver, totaling 518 catches for 3,898 yards and 16 touchdowns in his career. Had a 78 catch season in his second season in the league. Had a total of 5 seasons with at least 50 receptions. So again, definitely was a multi-threat back in his career. This season he had 17 rushing touchdowns. He also had 3 receiving touchdowns, so led the league with 20 total touchdowns. 2013, when he led the league in rushing, he finished as the runner-up, I believe only behind Peyton Manning, for Offensive Player of the Year. In his last 2 seasons with the Chiefs and with the Buccaneers, he won the Super Bowl. So last 2 seasons was a Super Bowl champ. If we take a look at his playoff numbers, we see in both the Super Bowls he didn't play, and played in 3 playoff games but did not receive a carry, did not have a reception. So yes, he does have 2 Super Bowl rings, but he wasn't necessarily a huge part of those Super Bowl teams, Chiefs and Buccaneers. But again, looking at his career numbers, I was quite surprised at how prolific he was. I knew he was a great back, but when researching this, I didn't realize how awesome a career he's had. If we take a look at his career marks, he's 22nd all-time with his 11,102 rushing yards, 30th all-time with his 73 rushing touchdowns, and he's 26th all-time with his 15,000 yards from scrimmage. Heck, he's even 155th all-time with his 518 career receptions. So as I mentioned, McCoy is a 6-time Pro Bowler. If we take a look at the all-time leaders in Pro Bowl nods by running backs, Barry Sanders leads the way with 10. Walter Payton, Franco Harris, Jim Brown, 9. Emmitt Smith, 8. Adrian Peterson, Marshall Faulk, 7. So just 7 running backs have more Pro Bowl nods than LeSean McCoy, 6. All of them are in the Hall of Fame. If we take a look at all the guys with 6 Pro Bowl nods, of course, McCoy. We also have Mike Allstott, who's not in the Hall of Fame, but he was a fullback. Jerome Bettis in the Hall of Fame. Eric Dickerson in the Hall of Fame. Marcus Allen in the Hall of Fame. O.J. Simpson in the Hall of Fame. Leroy Kelly in the Hall of Fame. Don Perkins not in the Hall of Fame. Frank Gifford in the Hall of Fame. Ollie Matson in the Hall of Fame. And Hugh McElhenney in the Hall of Fame. So that definitely bodes well for Shady McCoy's chances to get inducted into Canton. Take a look at the all-time rushing leaders. As I mentioned, McCoy is 22nd all-time. He is one of 31 running backs, in NFL history that has over 10,000 career rushing yards. So, out of all the players ahead of him, nearly all are in the Hall of Fame, but not all. Corey Dillon, who ranks 20th, not in the Hall of Fame. Steven Jackson, who ranks 18th, not in the Hall of Fame. And Fred Taylor, who I believe has been a Hall of Fame finalist one or two times, not yet in the Hall of Fame. He ranks 17th. Someone like Adrian Peterson's 5th, Frank Gore 3rd. They will definitely be in the Hall of Fame. They are just not yet eligible. But other 10,000-yard running backs not in the Hall of Fame: Warwick Dunn, Ricky Waters, Jamal Lewis, Thomas Jones, Tiki Barber, Eddie George, Marshawn Lynch, and Otis Anderson. So basically everyone below LeSean McCoy that has over 10,000 yards has not been enshrined into the Hall of Fame. But if we take a look at, so Pro Football Reference also has their Hall of Fame monitor. So it mentions the Pro Football Reference Hall of Fame monitor is a metric designed to estimate a player's chances of making the Pro Football Hall of Fame using approximate value, Pro Bowls, All Pros, championships, and various stat milestones. So the players listed below are top 250 Hall of Fame rated players who played running back star in 1950 or later for at least 50 games. A score of 100 is around the average modern era inductee. So the average Hall of Fame running back is 107, but that is top heavy because Walter Payton over 214, Jim Brown 182, Barry Sanders 177, Emmitt Smith 176. So we see LeSean McCoy is at an 82.84. So everyone above him is in the Hall of Fame or will be: Frank Gore and Adrian Peterson. And some Hall of Famers that are below him in that Hall of Fame metric include Curtis Martin, Leroy Kelly, Tony Dorsett, Jerome Bettis, John Riggins, Paul Hornung, and Larry Zonka. So again, this definitely highlights LeSean McCoy as potentially being a Canton guy. NBC Sports Philadelphia wrote this article in 2021, 10 reasons LeSean McCoy is a Hall of Famer. So I'll just briefly go over them. So yards per carry is crazy. 4.52 career yards per carry. 7th highest NFL history among running backs with 2,000 career carries. Higher than 29 of the 40 backs already in the Hall of Fame. Shea's 15,000 scrimmage yards. 18th most in NFL history by a running back. Big time receiving numbers during his 12 seasons. McCoy led all NFL running backs, 518 receptions, 15th most catches ever by an NFL running back. Best of the decade. Shady was the best over a 10-year period. I'm not sure about that, although he did lead the NFL with 10,434 rushing yards and 13,923 scrimmage yards from 2010 to 2019. I would give the nod to Adrian Peterson over him as best running back of the decade. 8 times in his career, McCoy took off on a 40-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter. That's an NFL record. McCoy made 6 Pro Bowls and first team All-Pro twice. Of 18 eligible running backs made 6 Pro Bowls, only one who aren't in Hall of Famer Don Perkins and Mike Allstott, as I mentioned earlier. Only eligible running backs in the last 50 years who made All-Pro at least twice in our Hall of Fame are the aforementioned Allstott and Priest Holmes, who was a beast, but just too brief of a period to make the Hall of Fame. McCoy was named the NFL's 2010s All-Decade Team. So McCoy, one of only 14 running backs in history, 8 straight seasons and 200 carries, and only one of 6 to average 4 yards per carry with at least 200 carries 7 straight years. A Hall of Fame monitor I got in. He's got 2 rings, so this one I don't agree with. It mentions that the Hall of Fame committee does take these kind of thing and that kind of thing into consideration. I can't imagine his 2 Super Bowl rings, really affecting whether he gets in or not because he did not play an integral role in getting his teams the championship rings. But there is LeSean McCoy, my 6th episode of Is He a Hall of Famer? My final verdict, yes, LeSean McCoy, Shady, should be in the Hall of Fame. I believe he will get enshrined into Canton. And, before diving into his career, I might have been a little on the fence, but, definitely looking at his numbers, how high an impact he had over an extended period of time, I think he does get in. Again, a two-way player. Wasn't just a threat as a running back, but definitely did some damage in the receiving game as well. I don't think he will get in on his first ballot, though, but my verdict, LeSean McCoy will get enshrined into Canton. Let me know in the comments if you agree, disagree. What do you think? Should LeSean McCoy be a future Hall of Famer? Stay tuned till next Thursday when I highlight another athlete and debate their case whether they should be in the Hall of Fame. I forget if I mentioned, but I'm not going to do obvious choices. You're not going to see Tom Brady on here. And I'm not going to go into guys whose careers have relatively just started, so like a Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. I'm not going to include them in this series yet. Let me know in the comments if there's someone you would like to see me do. It doesn't necessarily have to be football, but again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.